morning, Internet. We're just heading out to get some breakfast. Today's story is about the Predator van. Well, let's set it up like this. I had a date, this nice young lady that I met in the warehouse, but I didn't have time to go home and change nor to get my car. So I went and humped. It was a E250 Ford Econoline. It was the work van. No air conditioning, and it had a big old dent in the side of it. Not a problem since it was October and it was pretty cool. So I set out to get her, right? I arrive up to her house and she says, "We're going out in that?" And I was like, "What do you mean that?" She's like, "The Predator van." What are you talking about, the Predator van? It's like anytime a child or a woman was raped, there's always a picture of that van on the news. Well, I said, I can assure you there has been no rapes or children abducted in that van. And she says, "Well, I don't know about that. I have fantasies." So at this point, I'm like, this is interesting. We go out, Ruby Tuesdays, have a nice dinner. On the way back, so I started talking to her and I was like, "So what are some of these fantasies that you have about the Predator van?" It's like, "Well, I've always had the urge or the desire to be taken." And I was like, "What do you mean, taken?" And she's like, "Taken." I'm like, "Taken?" She's like, "Taken." Because, you know, the YouTube filters, I can't like really get into what she said, because if I do, then there will not be any monetization on this video. Not to mention it'll probably get deleted. So you're going to have to use your imagination on some of these things. So I was like, so how would this go down? She's like, "Well, what would happen?" And this chick had this whole thing planned out. That the van would be like riding around and I'd be walking on the street and it was like scoop me up. I was like, "Really? So you really want to be taken?" She said, "Yeah." Voice changed, right? And I was like, "Oh, she's really into this stuff." So I drop her off. You know, we make out for a little bit. Then I go about my way. But I thought about this and I was like, how can I work this out? Because it's just going to be me and I don't feel comfortable bringing other folks in on this. That's just crazy. I call her up and I say, "You know what? I think I want to make your fantasy come true, but we got to kind of plan it out, because, you know, if it was just like a complete 100% taken type situation, you might have a heart attack or freak out." And she said, "You know, you might be right, but I like the sound of your voice. I like where this is going." So we set it up. We set it up for a Friday night. This chick is in full costume. She looks like a hooker on Stewart Avenue. And that's for you 1980 Atlanta folks. Stewart Avenue used to be the juncture where, I mean, gaggles of prostitutes would be out on the corners. I mean, seriously, you drive down Stewart, there would be like 5 or 12 here. Drive down, there would be like 5 or 12 here. It was ridiculous. She had on this tight skirt, high heels, this halter thing, and you know, the thing is, she had really nice breasts. I'm not normally a breast man, but her breasts were like amazing. So she had on like this tunic, and she had the hair tied back in a ponytail and all kinds of lipstick on. Planned it where I would be like Chester the molester. Would like drive up to her and I'm like, "Hey little girl, you want to hop in?" And she's like, "I like that, I like that, I like that," right? I go ahead and we're at we're over by the AU Center. And if you don't know about Ashby, that's where the transvestites tend to apply their trade. So we're in that area. So I pull over to her, and then as I pull over, there is a cop right behind me. And I'm like, oh, this could go horribly wrong. So I just like played it off, talked to her. She got in, drove a little bit. about his weight. All right, because the thing is, you could see in the van. It wasn't blacked out windows. So I got in there and we're role playing. I was like, so what are you doing? Well, you know, she was a college student and she was playing the role of a college student. And then I was like, hey, let's go somewhere. I don't know you, Mr. Molester. I don't know you. I was like, you're going. So I lock her door and we drive off into this cut. Get on your knees. No, don't make me. No, don't make me. Get on your knees. So she gets on her knees and I pull out my Thor. And she, you know, we had sex before, but hands down, that was one of the best episodes of head I've ever had in my life. She was so turned on that she actually came. And then we did some other stuff, but I'll tell you about that later. But I can tell you that role play and being Chester the Molester can seriously enhance your sex life. For real. It really, really can. Alright, so if you like this episode and you like the stories like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to get in on the live stream, be sure to give me your number. That information and more is below the video. And also, next time you see Ford Econoline 250, just know some sex could have went down in that. Seriously, it could have. The next episode is going to be about the time I had sex in one of my warehouses. That's going to be a good story. Be subscribe. You don't want to miss it. Hit the bell, do all that stuff.